Contact established.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to another round of the Osumania Squid Game. Game number 3. We're gonna have Ant IDM with CPT Sevilla, Oyama Mahiro, Cub, and Adam Ackerville. And on Team Blue, we're gonna have Around the World with LS Jaden, Insanity 435, Charlie 72, and I Paracosm. So, like always, the rules for this game: first team to get 4 wins in a row will win the game. We have our map pool up on the screen. We're getting into the rolls as of now. It looks like Ant IDM will be winning the roll, so they'll get to choose if they want to pick, or I believe, I forgot the pick, the whole rolling rule. I will tell you people in a minute. And it's either you either get to pick or ban first. And they're actually gonna go for the first protect. So, well, won't be surprised with CPT Sevilla and them being a more long note, because we all know Sevilla is really good at LN. Won't be surprised if they go for a more LN, side protect, and they're gonna protect dance number Otomoni. And we're gonna see Around the World for their protect. While their story is pretty different, I believe I Paracosm is good at Rice, and so is pretty much their entire team. So won't be surprised if they go for maybe a Toki protect, or even Little Girl Goodbye.Ra. Or one of the hybrids to maybe destroy the happy end. I would just wait for that. But yeah, these two teams were selected on the wheel. I believe Sevilla and LS Jaden were chosen to be captains, and they made up their team, and this is their team right here. And like I mentioned earlier, it's first team to win 4 map in a row. It is not the first team to win 4 maps, it's the first team to win 4 maps in a row. And we're gonna see an Inner Science protect. And I believe I have no clue what map that is. Okay, Rice 2. So Little Girl Goodbye.Ra will be their protect. And here we go into Ant IDM's ban. Won't be surprised if they go for something more dense on the Rice side of things. Yeah, we're gonna see Rice 6. We're gonna see Rogue Myth get the boot here. And with Around the World, like I said, being a more Rice-oriented side, and seeing how they're going up against an LN-dominant team, because we know Adam Ackerville and CPT Sevilla are no stranger to LN, they'll probably go for something like Saihate or Flame Rebellion. Something that's just insanely dense and LN-oriented. Those two seem the most, make the most sense. Turkey is, like, any of the LN picks that isn't Dance Number or Tomomi are options, but I think Turkey is the least dense out of all of the hybrid and LN picks. So it's safe to leave Turkey up on the... Oh, and they're actually going to go for a Rise 5 ban, so we're going to see Toki actually get banned, so it's not going to be a so it's not going to be a long note ban. We might see a long note versus long note here, as it's now around the world's first pick. Seeing how they protected and banned the Rice, they're probably going to go for a Rice pick, honestly. But something that is at least in their range, because I know Tokyo is extremely dense. They might go for, like, Iyu no Uta or Kamisori. Those are the two picks I can see on the right side of things. As we did see the Rice to protect come from them. And they're actually going to go for LN2, so they're going to go for Flame of the Rebellion. That's a bit weird to see. You'd think going up against a team like Ant-IDM, you would want to avoid LNs, but you're going straight into LN here. But this is the density pick. Maybe going to try to slip Ant-IDM up on their physicality, but you have one of the best LN players in the world on your team. You have CPT Savelia. But then again, this is a teamwork effort. Tug of War is about team effort, teamwork. So you're going to have to rely on your other teams, or your other teammates. Unless you have an old man that tells you exactly what to do. But here we go. As we just wait for the third player to hop in for Around the World. We have our roster for Ant-IDM. We're going to have Cub, CPT Savelia, and Oyama Mahiro for Ant-IDM. And I believe joining me in the booth today is going to be Silueska Els, if you're commentating with me. Or just sitting in here.
Alright. I originally was not supposed to come in here, because I was supposed to be studying for an exam, but I was considering, you know what, I can do it. I'll take a little break from studying, so yeah, here we go. In my opinion, I don't exactly know if this is a good pick to make. And the way I see this is, I know Sibelia is a very proficient long note player on their own. Although the difference, in my opinion, is definitely going to be based on the rest of the two players. So Cub and Oyama Mahiro, that's going to be the problem. Wait a second, what's going on?
Paracosm is not online. If you've read the rules, ladies and gentlemen, all four of your teammates need to be online, or at least in the lobby, at least present in order to start the match. But Paracosm is not online. Maybe, I believe if they got the invite sent out to them, I believe they might have just went offline for a computer reset or something, maybe restart their client, or even some Wi-Fi issues. Okay, yeah, restarting Osu because they did not receive invite. Phew, we're not gonna have a attendance issue for this round.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. No worries, they're going to be fine. It doesn't have to be 4. Only 3 of them have to be present, so there's no worry about that.
Yeah, I'm unsure if actually the rules are if you need 4 players or just four players, all 4 need to show up.
I'm going to interrupt you with this, okay? So according to the rules, they only need at least 3 players to be present in the match. All right. So as long as they're able to form a full team, they're going to be able to push through with this match. So definitely no problems here. As long as they're able to get the 3rd player, they should be fine in the end.
Oh, okay. I was confused. Because I remember hearing word around the street was you had to have all 4 players at least present but I think they probably changed that, and I just didn't notice.
It's alright, it's alright. But once again, we're just going to have to wait and see if Around the World can get a third player. But like, here's my take on this. I can see why an IDM would pick something like this, but Around the World, I don't know really, because I honestly think IDM has an advantage here. I mean, sure, Cub, they might be thinking that Cub would fall off, but Cub has been proven to be a decent long note player. And Oyama Mahiro isn't exactly the worst long note player either. So Sevilla certainly will have to probably be the lead of this team, while Around the World probably has to rely more on if they're able to balance their scores out. Because if that's the case, then they'll be able to push through definitely.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Uh-oh. Paracosm is. Oh wait. Yes. Okay. So we have Paracosm in the lobby. This looks to be the roster. We're gonna have Insanity, Paracosm, and LSJ for Around the World, and we're gonna have Cub, Sevilla, and Oyama Mahiro. And like you mentioned, with this pick, it seems to be risky for Around the World to go for it because we all know that Sevilla is a very dominant long note player. But you cannot sleep on those other two players. I have seen Cub's performance in the Philippines Nationals, especially in the later rounds. They have pretty good LMs, but I've yet to see. I
mean, at the end of the day, it shouldn't exactly matter too much because a Lancelot is a map that really focuses not only on your long note density ability, although it also has to focus on how consistent you are, especially with transitioning on the patterns with those jacks somewhere in the map. Currently, though, it looks like that it's actually really balanced, but as I say that, Jaden finding some drops at the start. Not a good sign, especially considering how difficult this map is. But now, we're seeing a problem. Look at the balance of scores in Around the World. Around 98.5, that's not a good sign compared to the rest of the players in IDM, which literally is at the 99.7, 99.6 range.
Yeah, wow, that's actually a really good start for IDM. Actually, Cub having the highest accuracy on the side with a 99.7, now dropping down to the 99.6 with Cosm finding a break, and Jaden found one as well. It's now only Insanity keeping on with this combo, but still they're down in the 98s. Cub finding a miss, but this map, I believe this was used in Namt, but at a very at a very lower diff.
It was a different difficulty, yes, but more accurately, this map was used in Mania World Cup in the 1.05 rate. What makes this difficult? 1.05. What makes this map difficult is not only the density, it's also how fast it is. Like 206 BPM isn't exactly the slowest for LN density beat maps. Right now, Sevilla pushing through. Here comes the jacks. This is where players could end up missing, but no one does. Surprisingly, these patterns are very technical, but they're able to push through without any problem.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, as we can see, IDM is just tearing this map apart. Sevilla is still with the FC, the only player FCing right now, as there seems to be no coming back from this, as there's only just like an eighth of the map left, unless the entirety of IDM crumbles. It looks like they'll be taking an easy breakpoint off of Around the World. 98 from Paracosm and from Insanity. Just everyone on Around the World having a 98. It's just those drops that really affected them, while everyone on IDM have 99s. And that will do it. IDM taking their first point and their first break point of this match. And what is that from Sevilla?
987k on a very density favored map is very impressive. Because once again, even if density isn't exactly like the most difficult to act, it's a very big test of consistency. Those jacks really affected some of the players. Although, interestingly enough, Cub has the best ratio in the whole lobby, but Sevilla's physicality, in my opinion, or at least based on how we see it, definitely played a role, especially with the reduction of the 200s. Though we gotta give props to Oyama Mahiro as well for a 15-200 performance. Around the World had a really balanced set of scores, but unfortunately it was not high enough to even match the lowest score in Ant IDM.
Yes, that was definitely a teamwork effort. But now it's Ant IDM's pick, and this is definitely a moment where you can capitalize off of this pick. You won Flame of the Rebellion, you kind of know what Around the World's talent abilities are. You could go for something that, like, extremely dense. I think Saihate is the best way to go. Hybrid 1 for Ant IDM, and they're actually going to go for the Protect Dance number Otomoni. MWC 2020 Grand Finals long note pick.
A lot of these are MWC maps, actually. But here's the thing, I kinda... You did say about Saihate, right? I really disagree with that pick. I disagree with that pick, simply because, number one, hybrids and long notes are two different monsters where you have to face. Typically, in hybrid picks, physicality would play a huge factor in it. And I honestly think that Cub and Oyama might struggle in that a little. Because physicality, I'm not exactly sure what Cub and Oyama's physicality would be. Sibeli would be thriving on it, but I have a bad feeling Around the World could capitalize on the physicality route. Though to be fair, they did better Rise, so that could be cancelled.
Also, especially that Saihate is mainly, like, the first half is mainly just pure Rice, and not only until the drop where you get the full LN inverse section. So you definitely have to take into considerability that Saihate is basically just a 50-50 of dense Rice and not even dense LN. So at this point, you would just have to, then again, rely on your teammates to do insanely good. But we don't have Saihate as the pick. We have Dance Number Otomoni, a absolute 4-minute, 20-second gauntlet of a chart mapped by Juan Crystal.
I mean, yes, but here's the good thing about this map, though. Why I think this favors Ant IDM a lot is because Long Note release, at least basing it off the accuracies that Ant IDM and Around the World got, it seems to be that on the ratio alone, Ant IDM certainly has the advantage. And what even more, that their 200 counts were very dominating compared to Around the World. So in my opinion, as long as Ant IDM is able to get a better ratio and the 200 counts in the same dominating fashion as they did on Lancelot, then they can definitely take this pick without any problem. So I think this is a good pick. But the problem here is they gotta consider fatigue as well. Fatigue is something that I've noticed a lot of teams and players forget to take note of. Because fatigue doesn't sound as big as a problem at the start, but once you play many maps, and considering that this is a first to 4, if you drop one map, you gotta start back from the start, this is where fatigue really starts to become a factor.
Yeah, and plus this map is 4 minutes long, and there are 0 breaks in this chart as well. Like as soon as you press that start button, and the map starts, there are 0 breaks. And after coming out of a map just like Flame of the Rebellion, it's definitely going to be a bit of a challenge to play this map right after coming out of a dense LN map.
I agree. And again, you did mention how long this map is. Oh my goodness, I just noticed the length of this map. But, you know, focusing away from that, here's what I'm really concerned about. Let's say Ant IDM convincingly wins this, right? If they tire themselves out, I don't think that's good news at all. Because, like, again, the structure of how this round goes really, really favors teams who have the better stamina overall. But if they're able to take the first 4 in a row immediately, then the stamina factor immediately cancels out because they're just able to do it without problem.
Yeah, and as we get into even just the first section, Jaden down to a 97.9 and Insanity down to that 97 as well. It's just iParacosm having the 98.6, but as we see, Cub is almost down to that 98 section, as this map is just littered with very nasty timing hell mini-jacks. I mean, the diff name just speaks for itself at this point. And this map is also loved, so I believe these players definitely have some experience with this chart. It just matters if your team has the consistency and the stamina to play the entire 4 minutes and 20 seconds of this absolute gauntlet. Like I mentioned earlier, there are 0 breaks in this map.
I'm not surprised if players have the experience of this map. This has been one of One Crystal's more famous work, at least early on, at least like in the more recent years, considering that this was featured not only in the NWC Finals 2020, but this was also in Soft 5 Grand Finals. So of course this is going to be a very famous pick.
Wait, Soft 5? Really?
Yeah, this was in Soft 5 Grand Finals, yes. Oyama Mahiro and CP Sevilla handling those patterns without any problem whatsoever. Around the world, having a 96, a 97, and a 98. Actually, 2 97s now. But look, this lead that Ant-IDM has built for themselves is incredibly huge. And considering that the patterns are not getting easier, you have to focus more on the longer and the shorter LNs being mixed. This could really become a problem. Because, look, they're just handling this without any problem at all.
And here comes the solo. These very tricky inverse sections, as well as I believe one of the hardest parts of the map is this. Hold on, this one long jack that comes up right after. Yeah, this long jack, and then just transitioning back into this solo. Very dense inverse, and after we are past the halfway mark now, and these players are still holding on. Oyama yet to find a break.
That is really a very encouraging thing for Ant-IDM. Like, even if Cobb and Sevilla had drops of their own, their accuracy is holding on super strong. Oyama Mahiro, the only person to hold that consistency, proving that they're able to keep that stamina factor up. Exactly what Ant-IDM needs to do right now. Meanwhile, around the world, having a very good foundation of their scores, it's just they're really facing a gauntlet in Ant-IDM. What a performance from these players! Like, all 6 players are performing really good. This map is not a joke in any context whatsoever.
Yeah, and Oyama's still holding on, and everyone is at that 1,000 combo mark besides Insanity and iPair. Everyone on around the world finding a break, and this just looks like Ant-IDM will be extending their lead as this map just continues going on. Still yet to find a single break. Like I mentioned, map has 0 breaks, almost reaching the end of the map now, and Ant-IDM will secure this point. It's going to be 2-0 now. Wait, Oyama?
Oyama Mahiro securing a 980k FC.
Oyama FC! What?
That was a very good score. What? Look at his surrender counts. 14
What?
From Sevilla.
What the hell?
I think that's 18 from Cub. And 43 from Oyama Mahiro. If we were to add those 3,
What?
that would have even reached 3 digits. That's literally 18 plus 14, which is a 32. That's only 75 grades. That's lower than the lowest grade count of around the world, which is Paracosm. What are these scores? Like, everyone got 900k plus. That's insane.
Yeah, these players are not, like, no one to mess around with when it comes to LN. And now, the only thing that makes sense for Around the World to go for is their Protect, which is Rice too. We have seen how they do. We saw how they did with LN. And I know Ant-IDM is a very LN-oriented team. But I don't know what they have with Rice. I mean, they do have Adam Ackerville as their backup for Rice, but you're gonna have to consider that you need 3 players in the lobby to play. So we have Around the World potentially going for Little Girl Goodbye.Raw as a protect, as like kind of a last resort to reset the score and attempt to, and yet they're gonna go for it.
I think that's the way to go.
Yes, as they need to find a point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if this is a good pick, but considering that they were losing on the long notes, a change of strategy certainly could make the difference.
Yes, and as we wait for, and we're gonna see Adam swap in with Cub and Charlie swapping in from Ellis. From I forgot who was on that in that slot. Swapping out from Insanity. So we have our Rice roster. Savelia and Oyama will be staying in, and so will iParacosm and Jaden. I know Paracosm is really good in Rice. I think Charlie72 is also really good in Rice. I think around the world, sweet spot is Rice. But just take into consideration, you have Adam Ackerville now in the slot for Ant-IDM. Also, Savelia not shy of the Rice abilities as well.
Alright, here's...
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. I want you to finish your description.
I feel like Oyama, I've yet to see their Rice abilities as well. I've yet to see their Rice capabilities.
So, at least going back to 4-digit MWC, Oyama Mahiro, also known as the OP meme, I think, was actually one... Oh, wait, no. Oyama Mahiro was Icefire. I'm sorry about that. But Oyama Mahiro was a very good Rice player in 40M. So, like, I'm not surprised that Oyama Mahiro is here. Adam Ackerville being an Ant-IDM is certainly a little surprising to me. I would have expected to see Adam on, like, the Olympics.
Yeah, as Adam is no stranger to LN, but Adam can also pull off some good Rice scores if I've seen his ability. And an early break from iParacosm. This map is also really short, just 2.5 minutes long. As Savelia is almost up to that 99.9 range. As we have yet to reach the drop, which is very dense 240 jump stream, which is definitely going to be the highlight of this match. I think I know why Cub has swapped with Adam, because I don't think Cub was because this map is definitely physical and is also very consistent as well. I don't know if Cub has the consistency to play this, so that's why they probably swapped with Adam. But here we go into the 240 stream or jump stream as Paracosm finds a break. Oh, and Jaden and Paracosm finding breaks too.
Oh yeah, no, those big drops. Like this hand stream part, you can really be prone to drops. I mean, Adam drops to the 98.4, but Paracosm dropping to the 96 range, having those late hits just really hurt their chances. Oyama Mahiro and Savelia holding the fort for Ant-IDM. Exactly what they have to do. This is sad, actually, because if Paracosm was holding that 99, I think this could have been around the roads pick to take.
Yeah, and here we go into the second part. Into the second jump stream. Adam finding another break into the transition. And Adam finding more breaks. But I don't think it matters because iParacosm is just trading them back. Oyama finally finding a break. But look at that accuracy.
It was the fact that they're getting such good accuracies despite the hand streams and whatnot just goes to show how good of a team score Ant-IDM got. Savelia getting a V1 double A, Oyama Mahiro very close to it. But again, this just raises the question. If Paracosm didn't have that one rush, I feel like around the world could have cancelled everything that Ant-IDM has gotten. Although, now that Ant-IDM has the pick, they do have LM3 open. They have all the hybrids open. They have all the Rices. They have some of the Rices still open. I believe only 3 left because 2 are banned. I don't think Ant-IDM wants to go for Rice. 100% they don't want to go for Rice.
Ant-IDM on the brink of knocking out around the world. They need to think now. They do have the they do have one final Logno pick, which is Turkey. But you also have the hybrids up on board. But like we mentioned, we don't think that Saihate would be a safe pick for them. I think it's safe to go for Turkey. But even then, that might give around the world a bit of a chance. But as long as they can handle this LN, they should be okay.
Alright. They should avoid picking Kamisori. We've seen that Around the World has the potential to take a Rice pick from NIDM, and I feel like Kamisori is the worst pick to go for that.
And they're going for Hybrid
They're
3.
going for destroy, destroy, destroy! Oh my goodness. I don't know if I like this pick, by the way. This is not... This is... If they're picking Cub... Oh, no. Alright, alright. This is an interesting pick. Why? Because think of it this way. Think of it this way, alright? This has a lot of awkward Rice patterns, especially at the very start. Sibelia has prone to chokes in patterns like that. Cub also has prone to choking in those kinds of patterns. Oyama Mahiro, I haven't seen that much yet. But Charlie, I can rely on Charlie to do really good on Rice.
This is... And plus, this is not really as, like, LN hybridy. This is definitely the Rice hybrid. Only having 200 sliders and having 1.4k Rice notes, if I saw this map, I'd put it under the Rice pick. But to be fair, there are some LN sections of this map that can definitely throw players off. But just my question is, you could keep Adam in here. But it's also probably safe to put Cub in there as well, since Cub, I think, has the better long note ability than Adam does. So I'll just come down to who you have for Paracosm, Charlie, and I think LS Jaden is gonna win as well.
Right, yeah, this is the problem here. I just don't think this is a good pick in general. Like, NIDM has prone to choke as a team. Like, this spells... Okay, team is really good in general, but can end up missing in the worst situations. However, this could end up being really good if their accuracy is too strong. My biggest issue, again, I could have said, the start of this has such a chokeable Rice pattern. The ending also has a lot of chokeable parts. The long notes are something that should favor Anti-IDM, no question about that. But if Anti-IDM cannot hold those consistencies together, then this is going to be an issue for them.
And
Like, once again, if IDM drops 1 point, all their progress of getting 3 points, it's gone. It's essentially just gone.
And it's most likely that we will have to see a tiebreaker if this happens. I don't know if there's enough maps left.
Alright, here's what I'm talking about. And right now, actually, it's favoring Around the World, but Paracosa finding a drop. This anchor, I mean, really could pose a challenge for... Look at Sibelia right now. But look, Cub doing a really solid performance, and Mahiro as well. Jaden finding a huge drop. Paracosm also dropping. This is a bad situation for Around the World. Looks like this is a good pick for Ant-IDM after all.
Yeah, and IDM really starting to capitalize off of this.
Can I just say, what is this team's score? 299.78, 199.5. That is almost... I don't even know how to describe that. And now this is an Ellen section. This could really favor Ant-IDM. Especially with how favoring this is for Ellen release players. As there's an anchor where you have to really control one of your fingers. Which Cub and Oyama Mahiro and even Sibelia, because they're increasing now, it's really favoring those three.
Yeah, and Paracosm finding lots of breaks on that LN section. But here we go into the more Rice-oriented section. Jump Shrill into some LNs. And here we go into, I believe, the anchors after this part. Yeah, here come the anchors!
Man, Cub increasing that accuracy. Same for CPT Sibelia. These anchors are really difficult. It's giving Around the World some trouble. But what is this means from Ant-IDM? Here we go. Jump Trills and rolls.
Sibelia and Oyama miss. Everyone's missing now.
Well. What is the score from Cub? 99.62 on a map like this? We have 599s in the lobby, by the way. Such
What
an
the
insane
hell?
performance.
Don't forget the last note.
Just a
Okay.
good performance from everyone. 981k from Cub. 3x200s from both Oyama Mahiro and Cub. Svellim
What
and
the hell is
Solid9
that?
around the world did a really good job. They did everything they can, but unfortunately, that is it. And IDM is going to be taking this as they have scored 4 in a row. Amazing performance from Ant IDM. Around the world did an amazing job as well, but with how Ant IDM did, like it's gonna be really hard to top that.
Yes, and Ant IDM will be securing their ticket into the next game, surviving game number 3. Unfortunately, it is the end for LS Jaden, Iparacosm, Charlie72, and Insanity. It is the end of the road for you 4. But congratulations to Ant IDM for winning the 3rd game. They will be advancing on to, I believe, probably the 4th game. We will find out after these matches are done. But for now, let's head over to our schedule and see what we have coming up next. So we are going to have, in our time-sorted schedule, next up at 15 UTC, we're going to have the American Eagles versus Pokemon are not, I think, yes, Pokemon are furries. I believe that is the next 2 teams. Yep, American Eagles versus Pokemon are furries, starting in an hour and a half from now at 15 UTC. I mean, 15 UTC.
But for now, stay tuned. Don't forget to watch the next match, and stay tuned for what's coming up next.
Oops, it's at 16 UTC. Sorry.
Alright, yeah, here we go. The Leftovers versus Eliminate said no. As I said, stay tuned. Don't forget to just wait and see how this next match is going to go. Goodbye!
Yep, so long, everybody.